welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And today we are joined by two very special guests sitting on mic 3. He's our old chum. He's here all the goddamn time, and I just saw a rough cut of his new movie, so I'm very excited to introduce our bud.
Seth Pomeroy, what's up, America?
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Hit that damn catchphrase.
What's up, goddammit, hello.
Hell yeah.
What's up, goddammit, hello.
What's up,
New
goddammit?
catchphrase.
Where can I
Hello.
buy that shirt?
That's how I greet my lawyer.
Comma
and my
America
children.
is out of there. What's up, goddamn hello.
That's
is
right.
in.
What's up, goddammit?
And joining us on mic 4, appearing on the show for the first time, but somebody I've known in the LA comedy scene for many, many years. It is such a pleasure to introduce our friend,
Monique Moreau.
Welcome, Monique, to the damn show. Oh man, how's everybody doing? It's getting hot.
It's getting hot finally.
I
Yeah.
don't like
The
it.
building almost caught on fire yesterday.
What?
Is that right?
You don't look at my Instagram right now.
Did you start the fire? Did you have a manifesto on
No,
your
there
Instagram?
was.
Did you lit something?
I arrived upon the apartment. I came and there was a lot of smoke. As I was coming down the street, I was like, "There's a lot of smoke. It looks like it's right over the
Oh,
building."
no.
Man.
There's a bush next to our apartment complex, kind of next to behind, that had just completely caught on fire.
And God was talking to you.
Yeah, I mean, God
It's a
said,
burning bush.
God said, Sam, call 911 right now. It was
good of
starting to
God.
get like way too big, and I see a guy who like lives here or something. He is like running with like a garden hose over his shoulder. And
Whoa.
It's like, dude, you need to stay away from that. It was big, yeah.
Oh my God.
I saved us. I called 911. I'm the hero.
Oh yeah.
It was really close.
That's the same tree that caught on fire when Carter got real scared and woke me up because he didn't know that nothing matters and you should die
There's
here.
something on fire.
Yeah, there's something about that tree that's
If you go
a
there now,
word of God.
it's just a big bush. People can go behind there.
Yeah, that was
Things
like
are
and
popping.
smoke things and light things.
Yeah.
Cool. What a life.
It's not unfortunately not the book not the book of Exodus.
No.
Except for us if the building catches on fire.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I live overlooking LA. Something's always on fire all the
Yeah,
time.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'll take
Especially in the summer, there's like 5 or 6 things on fire.
Oh yeah,
all summer.
That's amazing. So I want to get a house in the hills just to look at all the fires.
Yeah.
Not for any other dominance of power.
yeah.
Just to look at fire.
Has there been one like close to where you live?
Yeah, I'm in Mount Washington, so
Oh
there's
yeah,
like
so yes.
there's always fire in Montecito Heights. Like there's that park there. There's always like
Yes.
something going on there.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I can kind of see like bushes on fire.
Yeah.
Or the freeway too. There's fires.
When
Yeah.
we were watching the fire burn, waiting for the fire department show up with some of the neighbors, one of the guys was like, "There's a burned out car in the McDonald's parking lot right around the corner too." So we may have an arsonist or just normal.
It's like,
LA.
no, that's actually just that's very this neighborhood. Yeah. Sometimes I'll take like tourists up to the Griffith Observatory and there'll be like a fire in our general area. And the whole time I'm just like, it's probably us, right? So, but I feel like if I don't get a call from you or any of my roommates, I feel like it's okay.
But it was such a normal thing that I wasn't even that freaked out by it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that exact same spot is what was on fire, and it like set off all the fire alarms. And I was
That was the scary part this time, is the smoke was fucking covering the whole street. And none of the buildings' fire alarms have gone off. Which in the past, when we've had a fire like that, they have.
yeah.
But people are finding out about it because they're just like, it smells like fucking shit in my apartment. What's going on? Let me
That's
look
not
out
good.
the window.
Yeah.
And the street was covered in smoke. I had the ash all over me. It was
shit.
crazy. The fire department's pulling up, and I'm like pointing. The director's like, I didn't need to point. There's this billowing smoke and fire.
would've done
That's
the
the
same thing.
place right there.
Hey, you guys!
Here it is, boys.
Look at
Okay,
it.
yeah, we know. We're looking for fire. That's our main thing.
Oh my god. Let's. I mean, can we?
Kiss
can
my
we,
ass a little bit.
I was
Let's do
gonna
it.
say,
I'm a
yeah.
great filmmaker, America.
I mean,
it wasn't just talk.
Seth's Chris Crofton Nashville famous documentary is like 99.999% done.
It's done. The credits just say credits. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that's not happened.
Yeah, and I got to watch it last night. And it was fucking outstanding, man.
Thank you.
And I think the people who like this show and know Crofton are going to really enjoy it. But I think everybody's going to enjoy it because it's fucking insane.
Thanks.
All right, so are you going to hold the release of it?
I'm just going to
until
sit on
his-
it, you know.
His political campaign is
no,
over.
fuck no. That's another movie. That's Mr. Crofton Goes to Washington.
Yeah,
I won't be
yeah.
making that movie. My movie ends with his alcoholism. criticism
Okay,
and
right
getting
on.
sober.
Oh, yeah, he'll
I leave
need
it
that.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
Politics happen afterwards.
Yeah,
after you get sober, usually.
Yeah.
But
That'll help his campaign, I think.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I will just say, I guess that I've submitted to some festivals. I believe I'm probably getting into one festival, but I'm sitting around waiting. So this is what you do. You work for 9 years on an independent film that's really fucking hard and like fills you a lot of guilt and shame. And then you get it done and everyone's like, cool, you just have to wait 3 months and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
also, what's next?
yeah, here's $100. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I can just keep losing money until someone says yes, and then it'll play. And people
Oh,
like
that's
it.
great. How you finished it and you're still losing money on
yeah,
it. Oh,
it's
dude,
wonderful.
That's so fun.
I get all my time back, just no money. And the best thing about having a lot of time with no money is you want to kill yourself. No. But anyway, so yeah, eventually we will be putting it out in a wide way that people can see it. I don't know what the journey is going to be, but we're going to do film festivals for a second and performances. Maybe get Chris to come out here and we'll do a show or something and get some. The film has got a ton of LA comedians in it, like Billy Wayne Davis and Dave
And
Ross. I don't mind
Ryan
saying
Singer.
names, but, Ryan Singer, Neil Hamburger. Johnny Pemberton, Josh Fadum.
Yeah.
So all those guys too. So it's like maybe we could put on a show and try to get some people from the movie to all come out and Chris can talk about politics, I guess. No, he still does comedy. And but yeah. So it took me 9 years to make. It's a real thing. You've seen it.
Yeah,
So
it's
I'm
real.
done. I feel accomplished. I don't need anything else.
Yeah, and I told Seth, he sent me the Dropbox, and I was like, I'm gonna watch a little bit on my phone, and then I'll finish it up, on the big TV tomorrow. And then I just sat there and watched all of it on my phone.
Hell yeah!
So, and it was very, very
Thank
compelling.
you. Well,
So,
I produced the movie, I directed it, and I edited it, and I was the cameraman. There's literally no one involved with me.
Yeah.
So it took me a very long time to get it to.
oh,
the
there's some
spot.
dead people in that movie.
Oh, yes, there absolutely is. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And some people who've had some really terrible injuries happen to them, too. Yeah, it's pretty wild because then you're like, hear news about people and you're like, well, I'm looking at him. He looks fine.
Yeah.
It's like I looked at his ass for another 6 years straight.
Right.
Listening to our one interview and figured out how to cut it. But yeah, so, hopefully the story will resonate with people regardless if you know Chris. Obviously, people know Chris here on the podcast.
Yeah,
But if you don't know Chris, the movie is very much like we're going to show you this wild, cool, fringe cult artist and kind of like introduce you to him and kind of catch you up to where he is as a person.
Yeah.
That's sort of what it's about. So.
Well, Sam's got a fire. Seth's got a movie.
Yeah.
What has
Sort
of like
Monique
a
Moreau
fire.
got in the cooker? What you got
man.
going on?
I just finished doing like 4 episodes of the TV show The Great North.
Oh,
Hell
shit.
yeah.
4 of them, yeah.
Oh.
I play the veterinarian, so they're just like throw me in scenes that are
Okay.
animal related.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is, what animals did you get to hang out with?
None.
None?
This is an animated show.
Oh,
so
it's animated.
Like, yeah.
Oh, I'm dumb. Okay. I don't actually know the show.
Yeah, they can throw her in really anywhere.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's any animals. Then.
Yeah.
It's all of them.
The ones, it was like reindeer.
Oh, okay.
That was it, the first episode. And then the other ones, I'm just like there for no reason.
There's just
It's like, yeah.
there's not a hurt animal involved.
No,
That's good.
Or like they're asking me medical advice, but they're humans. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Where can people watch that? Because I remember we had a screening for an episode at
Yeah.
Vino.
It's on Hulu.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. How is the...
Tell us about your dog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have a 1.5-year-old beagle mix named Echo.
Very cute dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like everyone's favorite dog everywhere I go.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. There's something about this dog, folks.
Yeah.
Hollywood's really got to get it together on this dog.
Yeah.
This dog's a
Honestly.
star.
Yeah, there were like 3 dogs at the open mic recently, and like everyone was just ignoring the other 2.
Oh, good. As,
Yeah.
as,
That's a good dog.
as
That's
it should
good
be.
dog.
As it should be.
Yeah, that's some real LA open mic stuff, but with
Yeah.
dogs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everyone's
right.
just ignoring those
That's right.
unimportant pieces
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have a scene without those unimportant dogs. You wouldn't have a dog scene, so they got to be there.
Did you actually go in to the studio to record the voice
Yeah.
stuff? Oh, okay, cool. They're back. All right.
Yeah, they asked me if I had my own studio, and I was like, I'm not buying anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
for
Yeah.
this. I'll go in.
I have a couple of friends who are voice actors, and they were just like, "This rules. I never have to leave my house." They just padded out their closet. And They
Yeah.
just sit in there for 5 hours and sweat and record. So
Yeah.
that's cool. You actually got to go in somewhere and weren't just relegated to the. To
Yeah, and it's really nice. They're just like anything you want. There's like snacks. There's like we could get you Starbucks if you want. Like that's just
real show business, folks.
Yeah.
No one got any Starbucks in my house while I was editing.
When you
That's
see
awesome.
it like for real, you're just like, oh my god, I get why someone would stab their grandmother
Yeah.
to do this for like, you know.
Yeah.
what I
You
mean?
should be
Like,
an asshole and say yes. Go to fucking Starbucks for me. I'm a fucking genius.
yeah.
I can't look at those people, talk to those people.
Yeah.
Do you feel weird about being offered stuff like that since it's so not normal in every other artistic pursuit you're involved in?
I'm just like, just give me a water. That's fine. I'll never make them do anything extra.
We all feel like showing up
Totally.
at a venue and like asking for stuff. We're like, I'm already taking up space here.
Yeah.
I don't need to take
right.
your products. We're
Yeah.
just so beaten down by comedy, and you do music too, and you don't do anything before like the voice acting where people are like, we'll get you a bunch of stuff for no reason.
Yeah. There have been some clubs that I've done where, like, outside of LA and the Largo, where they're like, you can have whatever you want. We have like so much stuff. And I'll be like, no, I won't take any of the chips or whatever. And then a big name comes in and then they'll literally take all the chips.
That's the key to success.
They've earned it and they know it.
Is being we call that hobo mindset, and you don't know when you're going to get to eat again. All right, you better take those bugles, the plain ones.
Yeah. Like 8 small bags of chips. Just put them in your bag.
Yeah.
It's always fucking pop chips. It's like,
That's
come
what
on.
people do when they work at like an office where they don't get paid enough. So that will tell you something
Yeah.
too about, because that'll be the biggest comic on the show, and they're still stealing smart popcorn.
Yeah, that's
so they
true.
Don't have to stop at the store later.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got freebies on this show.
Oh, yeah.
This is our ungodly concoction this week.
This is exactly what I was going to ask my PA for.
And this one, Sam was like, "Hey, have you heard about this?" And I was like, "I've got it in the fridge right now."
I saw a commercial for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is being advertised heavily.
And you purchased it based
No.
on advertisements?
No, I purchased it.
okay.
I
Word
thought
of mouth.
I thought it sounded like a horrendous idea. One of the worst energy drink ideas in years, I would say.
So this is the Gatorade Fast Twitch energy drink.
Fast Twitch?
Fast Twitch.
Twitch is not a positive word.
Makes you fall on the ground and go.
Fast Twitch.
Yeah,
I think
fast Twitch.
Is that
looks like
for
a
the
Gatorade.
muscle fiber?
Yeah, I think that's a reference to like like muscles.
Oh,
like,
yeah, my muscles are going to start twitching.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
shoulder blades are
Well,
going
no,
to go nuts.
I think it's like your ability to like pivot, like
To
when you're playing
move.
Oh, yeah.
sports. Yeah, that's your fast
we
twitch.
should throw a
is like,
fastball, a
Juking.
basketball to each
Yeah.
other while we're doing the rest of
No,
this
we should throw
podcast.
fastballs.
We should throw
Yeah, yeah.
fastballs into each other's testicles.
Yeah, I don't remember when I got this. I just saw it and was like, oh, this is stupid. And then I've just had it. And then you brought it up. I was like, all right, we'll do this one.
Energy drinks and like working out are
I'm gonna look at
not
it.
two things that should mix,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Well, so
Yeah.
I think it's meant to be a pre-workout. So and also my preliminary research, and by that I mean I had 2 of them and then I just drank one. It's twitchy. It's
Oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's pretty live.
Here you go.
It's pretty
Is
lit.
it hydrating?
Gatorade's always claimed to be,
Right,
but it never
right.
really is.
Yeah, well, it's full of salts. You know, the most hydrating thing.
Gatorade's like a good.
It's what they use to hydrate meat. Salt.
Gatorade's like a good appetizer for fucking like water, you know.
Yeah.
When you're coming fresh off the hot field, you're like, "Oh, give me some Gatorade,"
Yeah,
and
that's
then you
right.
drink, and you're like, "Oh no, I need water." This is not what you should drink.
Yeah, I was gonna
blue
say
raspberry isn't helping.
Gatorade's like the thing that you get after doing something that's just mildly stimulating.
Yeah,
So
or you're hungover.
yeah,
just
or
like,
that. Yeah.
It's mostly used for that.
Yeah.
Pedialyte's not for babies either.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Uh,
Send your babies Pedialyte. This is your uncles.
I was gonna
That's
say.
right. My baby drinks Fast Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, shit, man.
It ignites energy.
Does
What?
it say how much caffeine is? Oh, 200 milligrams.
Yeah, dude.
Damn, that's a lot.
It's lit for especially how like small that bottle is because it's not a full size
No,
like
it's 12 ounce.
Gatorade bottle. It's 12 ounce.
Yeah.
It's smaller than like
So
even
that's like
can
a
butt chug that.
Celsius or
yeah.
Okay, so this is a big batch or a big punch and a small batch. Is what that's
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
This looks like it's going to taste like shit.
It does.
Water.
Yeah.
What flavor is
Watermelon,
it?
strawberry.
Strawberry watermelon.
It's gonna be fucking horrible.
We'll see. But
I mean, it's gotta be.
Like I said, I had one of these, but it was the I forgot what even flavor it was, some mango bullshit.
Yeah.
And they somehow, again, I told this to Sam too, I'm a huge Gatorade fan. I like all the flavors. It's all, it's one of my favorite drinks.
Yeah.
They mess with perfection, in my opinion. So anyway, let's give it a little sample here. It's not carbonated.
Yeah,
so.
why are you trying to crack it into the mic?
I'm not.
I'm going to do an impression of.
What are your Seth? Let me ask you while this is
Yes.
happening. What's your favorite Gatorade flavor?
Arctic Breeze, baby.
The gray.
Yeah, I just imagine myself standing on a mountaintop.
I love it. I
Arctic
love
Breeze.
that one too.
Hitting
Monique, same
through
question.
the headphones.
Just
An
like
Arctic
the
Breeze just
blue.
blew Seth's headphones off his head.
The Arctic Breeze blue. That's what I'm saying. I haven't drank this shit at Ignited Power.
I just like the blue one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
That's in the same area.
I
as
like
Arctic
the
Breeze.
blue Powerade better than the blue Gatorade.
Oh yeah.
Well,
When I was a kid, Powerade was more the thing, but I think it just come out, so it was like exciting.
This smells like Powerade.
yeah, it's overpowering for sure. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Ugh, this tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Ugh, it tastes a little medicine-y.
Oh, it really does taste like Dayquil.
And it coats your mouth like a medicine.
Oh,
Yeah. It tastes like there's a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah,
there's not.
it's not. I think it's
Yeah.
like that sucralose shit.
There's
It's really terrible.
carrot juice extract for color. I read that on
I just
there.
felt the chest pain immediately. Oh, that was a fast twitch. Never
Yeah,
mind.
a fast twitch.
Call the ambulance. Oh, it's just a fast twitch.
It makes the muscles that twitch
Red.
that you don't want to.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Red sweet potato juice.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what I tasted.
Gross.
Mama used to make big glasses of red potato sweet juice.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's not very good. It's also weird to me when an energy drink's not carbonated. And I think I'm
Yeah.
just so carbonated pilled from drinking
Yeah.
energy drinks for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely helps. I don't know. What's your energy drink experience, Monique? Or do you?
I've been drinking Red Bull since I was like,
Hell yeah, that's the good
because
stuff.
my dad's Austrian and Red Bull's Austrian.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
sure.
when I went there for the summer with my family, they're like just giving me Red Bulls.
How old were you then?
I was like 8 or 9.
Oh yeah, holy shit! Oh my god, yeah, that's
Yeah.
rocket fuel. That's amazing.
Damn. So yeah, I guess that at the time would have probably been the way like Surge was handled over here, where it's like you can't handle this. Except in the case of Red Bull, it's like no, seriously, it's like a health thing. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna be bouncing off the fucking walls.
Yeah, they were like, I was just running around one day and I like sprained my ankle, and then like another day my brother was doing something stupid. This is after Red Bull.
you just dump Red Bull on your ankle.
Yeah.
You're like, that's
And
not doing anything.
Yeah, my brother fell and broke his arm. It was like causing us injury.
Oh my god, that rules. That's
mean,
good stuff.
yeah,
you guys are getting fucked up in
you
a normal
shouldn't
kid way.
Give kids like 120 milligrams of caffeine in a can and just go play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
I drink a bunch of Red Bull when I wait at tables because the shifts are so fucking long.
I mean-
and it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. You just need the nasty
You
shit.
get that. You just get that little rush.
Yeah.
That rush is all
Yep.
you want.
Yep.
It's
Keep you
dirty.
moving.
And it gives you a headache and kidney stones
That's
if
right.
you don't drink enough water afterwards.
Oh yeah, I fucked up everything. I'm sure. I'm certain of it.
Do you guys remember when they would sell little glass vials of ginseng extract?
Oh hell yeah.
Whatever happened to those?
I know. It had like a little picture of a fly on it or something.
Yeah,
cool.
I
and you're
feel like,
this is
were
important.
those
This is
the
like-
original gas station boner pills, or like that
think
straight like
something,
the
yes.
glossy, shiny like ginseng 200
Yeah,
pack?
that's boner stuff.
Yeah.
I always
yeah.
wondered when I was a
That's
kid. I
boner
was like,
stuff.
who would take that? Like,
And now you drink
now
what,
as an-
6 or 7 of them a day?
Yeah, now as an adult, I realized men who can't get boners.
Yeah, I'm always right at the gas station for horny goat weed. I'm like,
yeah.
hold on, baby, hold on.
That was the original. I feel like they used to sell that in the same like 50-cent like vending machine in the
yeah.
bathroom with like the
Condoms
and
and-
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
French ticklers.
Yeah.
What a life. What a life we've lived. And we both just connect on this immediately. Alone in a bathroom looking at a vending machine.
Every time I've been
Just
in
kind
a-
of going.
Yeah, exactly.
Every
Tickler.
time I've been in a place with like a condom vending machine in the bathroom, I've always just immediately like felt like I need to get out of this place.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
this
something
is not
horrible is about to
This is
happen.
not a good place. This is not a normal thing.
Yeah, no way.
Safe sex is good, but the way this is happening, something's dirty. Like
Yeah,
there's a glory
yeah,
hole
yeah.
in one of these
Oh, yeah.
closets
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
We had those in my high school.
Whoa.
Free
Really?
condom dispensers.
Whoa.
They were
Yeah.
like the fun ones with novelties. They're like, just for regular fucking. We don't want you to do anything special.
Ooh, Drakkar Noir.
That's insane.
But you went to
Whoa.
high school in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it was like,
oh,
it was also a Catholic school, but someone like overrode the whole like PTA or something.
Yes.
They're like, we need safe sex. We also had a
Thank
lot
God.
of pregnancies, though.
Yeah, I assume.
I bet
Yeah.
it gets a certain number in Canada. It's like, whatever, put the condom machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a certain like STD outbreak
right.
or just a string of pregnancies, I think that people are like, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to be the 28-year-old grandma or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I love that. That's
I don't
awesome.
know. They're still doing abstinence-only sex education in a lot of states. So.
Are they really
Yeah, but
still?
we're talking Canada here.
That's true.
We're
Yeah, no,
talking
well, yeah,
Canada.
we're talking in a normal place.
Normal place.
Well, I mean,
Slightly better.
Hey,
than
what's
the
up,
United
America? How dare you?
States.
This is my beautiful country. I represent this country on this podcast. I care less.
I haven't had any caffeine today, and I am feeling
You're feeling the twitch?
it's starting to vibe. I'm
feeling a muscle twitch?
Starting to twitch. I feel like I
Hell
can
yeah.
vibrate through a wall like the Flash.
I feel pretty weird too. I feel like I could play that banjo.
I mean,
I could just do it.
Give it a whirl.
I could just do it. I think.
It's open sea. Yeah.
I don't know how, but I think I could. I could feel the energy.
I just have a terrible taste in my mouth.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah,
bad. I'm
It's the
almost
coated, cough drop.
drinking
taste.
the coffee at the same time and the same time frame as having the Gatorade
Yeah.
fast twitch probably didn't help. But now that I'm past the Gatorade, I'm glad I have the coffee to cover up that
Yeah.
horrible taste.
to speedball your.
Yes. is it a speedball? And it's just
Yeah.
two things that ramp you up.
Yeah, that's a plane crash.
Speed
That's a-
bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm giving it like one to 2 stars.
Yeah,
but
tastes
here's,
weird.
Here's the thing: if this starts to like accelerate, like if I just start to really vibe with it, I could shoot this down. So
Yeah.
that's the thing: is it's not carbonated, so this could just essentially function as a gigantic 5-hour energy, which also tastes about like this, just unrefrigerated. So if I start vibing real good, then I might take this again, but just purely in a utilitarian function.
Were
Yeah.
these more expensive than other energy drinks?
I don't remember. I bought it so long ago. I
Don't you have some in your fridge?
No, I've never bought this.
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
no,
okay. You're just
Sam
aware
just-
of the advertising.
Yeah, Sam just saw it yesterday and sent it to me. It was like, "Have you tried this yet?" I was like, "I have one already."
Oh,
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it sucked across the board.
Yeah, we didn't like it.
We all agree it sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much sucks.
Energy drink should be carbonated. And I don't know why I have that opinion,
Yeah.
but every
Yeah.
time we have one that's not, it's not as good.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
My favorite Gatorade flavor is discontinued. It's fierce melon.
What the hell is that?
It was
It's like a fucked up evil grapefruit. What kind of melon?
What color
That's
was
not a
that
melon.
label?
orange,
Ugh.
deeply orange. It was kind
So
of
like
like
cantaloupe?
it was like a
Okay.
a more tangy cantaloupe kind of flavor.
There's not
I
a big
guess.
market for cantaloupe, unfortunately, in this country.
I
That's-
believe they still have fierce grape. I think that's the only fierce, the only
remember
one of
that
the
one.
fierce line that survived. But
grape always survives.
man,
Purple.
fierce melon Gatorade back home in high school. We'd get we knew a guy named Dusty who was like 25 and lived in a
God.
trailer. And Dusty.
I love that this is like someone bought you a 6-pack. But it's fucking fierce orange.
And Dusty, he sold stuff on eBay, and that was his thing. So the walls of his trailer were just lined, ceiling to floor, with N64 games.
Whoa.
And he was the guy who would buy booze for us. He was like a friend of a friend,
Holy
and
shit.
we'd get Southern Comfort and chase it with fierce melon Gatorade, or at least I would.
melon.
That sounds
Yeah.
so gross.
Oh
That's
yeah,
amazing.
Oh, yeah,
Gatorade.
yeah.
At one point, my brother also didn't know how to drink alcohol like Rivers.
Yeah.
he would swear that tequila and purple Gatorade was the drink.
Together?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was just chasing it.
That doesn't make it better.
No, but-
the Gatorade's not strong enough to be used as a chaser.
Oh, it wasn't.
for liquor.
It wasn't for the. It wasn't for that. It was to avoid a hangover, and it works because if you just get drunk and then you stop drinking and then you drink a bunch of Gatorade, you piss it all out by the end of the night, and then you can walk home sober.
Bam.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like you got very drunk in the first place. I'm gonna be honest. If you can sober up
Yeah, if
by
you can
the end of the night,
With more liquid and not
Yeah.
vomit. Yeah, then maybe you did.
you drank like a thimble full of SoCo at
Yeah.
weird Dusty's house.
Hey, the nights were long at Dusty's house.
Ooh,
all
was
right?
Dusty alive, dead, or
I
arrested?
have no idea. I don't really know. I think
Yeah,
he got
probably
pit-
fucked up somewhere
There's,
along the way.
I know that there's two of those things
Someone-
he should be.
Yeah, exactly.
He got pissed at us because I think somebody stole one of his N64 games he was trying to sell on eBay.
Oh,
It was just like, don't invite a bunch of high school kids in your fucking house. Just a hard stop. But furthermore, if your house is just filled with video games and liquor, some of it's gonna get, you have to allow for product loss there. I think.
Yeah, get it together, Dusty. Whatever the fuck you are.
No idea.
We're fucking with our kids, all right?
Yeah. Save our kids from Dusty.
Just quit fucking with them. Just enjoy your video game.
Right now, your body's thirsty for more than water.
You're working your body till you can't do more. Gatorade is thirsty, so give your body what it's thirsty for. Gatorade is thirsty, for that deep down body thirst.
When you exercise, you lose potassium, fluids, minerals. Gatorade helps put them back fast. It's no ordinary thirst quencher.
Gatorade is thirsty, for that deep down body thirst.
We have a segment on this show where we talk about our guest's hometown. And today, Monique Moreau is joining us originally from Red Deer, Alberta, Canada.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So I've been to Alberta, but I've only ever been to, I went to Waterton Lakes. That's why I wore my glacier
Man, I love Waterton
t-shirt. Yeah. And when I was there, I was there on the last week of summer. It was like the last week of September, and it was already like a little bit of flurries of snow kind of coming in. And I was there, and they have that old hotel. I think it's called like the Saint Anne or the Queen Anne or something like that.
Yeah, one of those. It's a Queen something. I forget which one.
The Queen something hotel. And I realized when I was there that the book and later movie The Shining would have been written no matter what, because the creepiness of a hotel on the last week when everybody's leaving, half the crew is Australian, and so they're just like, there's not going to be anybody out here for like 6 months. And they bought up the hotel all alone, only accessible by snowmobile, and you're like, okay, man. So it was just very much like Fall of Rome kind of feeling. People like tossing mattresses out the window and getting the fuck out. But that's my one Alberta experience. It was beautiful, but didn't venture up quite as far to where you're from, which is Red Deer.
Yeah. It's right between Edmonton and Calgary.
Directly in between.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I didn't realize until my husband visited me, like we visited my family together. And I didn't realize that it was a shithole until he looked around and he was like, this place sucks. Like, you grew up here. And I was like, I thought it was pretty nice. And then he's like, look at it. And then there's just like cookie cutter homes, and a couple malls, and like 4 Walmarts for no reason.
Yeah.
It's like 100,000 people. There's like 4 Walmarts.
It's funny, in the smaller the city, the more people complain about the Walmart being too busy.
Oh, yeah.
So I could see that a town of that size is like, of course we need 4.
Yeah.
Have you seen how long the lines are at the other 3?
Hey, we got 4 where I'm from now. two full size and 2 neighborhoods.
Damn.
Mom loves the neighborhood. It's right around the corner. No lines. That is her main.
What's the
thing.
general aesthetic of Red Deer? Is there any sort of like creative architecture or anything with the buildings? Anything weird painted on the walls?
There's like architect, I forget what his name was, but he made a lot of really weird brick buildings. Like he made a church that I grew up going to, St. Mary's Parish, that was like supposed to be built in the shape of a buffalo, but doesn't look like it.
It was inspired by the idea of a buffalo.
Yeah.
That's like a kid with a Lego set. Like, I think I'll build a buffalo church today.
Yeah. And then that same architect built the art center from the college, local college.
Which is just shaped like a regular building? Or?
I heard the concept was that it was supposed to be like a train on the horizon.
This guy's stoned.
There's a lot of concepts.
This guy's way stoned.
General concepts for buildings.
Yeah.
Hey, can you make this building? Yeah, man. It's going to be Saturn.
Yeah, he's like, I always wanted to build a train, actually.
Actually, can I just build a
It's
train?
supposed to be a building.
Yeah. And then there are all these things that they call ghosts, and they're just like statues of people who have
Yeah.
who had
yeah.
influence on Red Deer,
the town.
And so, yeah.
I wanted to mention one
Are
of the
they
ghosts.
full size?
They're
Yeah, they're full
bronze.
size.
Are they
They're
still
like,
making them for new dead people? Or when
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, they're still adding on to it, and it's all like the founders of the town, and like the Red Deer. I looked some of this up. Is in a very cliche way for Canada, home to a shit ton of speed skaters, figure skaters, and hockey players.
and like skiers races.
Yeah.
Like Olympians, lots of Olympians.
Lots of gold medals coming out of Red Deer,
Yeah.
which does, kind of indicate that it's like, I guess there's, probably not a whole lot to do. It's the,
Yeah.
it's everybody just gets real good at sports, which is the same as my town, One of those figures I found, I did want to shout out because it was hilarious. There is a famous beaver.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell the people about?
I don't really know that much about the beaver. I feel like that happened after I left. But
what happened? Well, the statue probably happened before after you left. The beaver itself was from the 30s. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
There was
like Teddy Roosevelt smoking a cigar. That's what I want the statue to be.
It's
making a building that looks just like that.
Yeah,
wearing glasses.
Yeah, this building is shaped like Teddy Roosevelt. No, it's apparently a young girl was in Waskesiu Park and found a beaver that I guess had been like injured, and it was like a very tiny, juvenile, and it had been injured by like hunting dogs or something and fucked it up, and so she like adopted this beaver, and her name was Doris Forbes, and now they have a statue of her and Mickey. She named the beaver Mickey, and apparently the story got out in the newspaper, and in 1939. 20,000 people came to see this little girl and the beaver.
Wow.
Which is like,
Wow. Do what?
just hanging out.
It was just crazy that a beaver had
befriended a person.
Yeah.
It's always my favorite thing about reading history. After a certain point, we're just like, boy, everything was so boring. People were like, well, we gotta see this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a child and she's befriended a beaver.
There's a child down the street who befriended a beaver. Come, quick.
Call everybody.
Yeah, that's Fast and the Furious now.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It totally
Everyone
is.
knows it's stupid, but yeah, as well.
Yeah, it'd be funny if you were like the second kid that found a beaver and you were just like, your beaver flopped.
That's right. Yeah, there's some kid who had a beaver.
Too many multiverse movies, too many beavers.
That's right.
I'm bored. Apparently, the beaver would make dams out of slippers in their house, which is really
what
cute.
a cute beaver. That's just beaver rules.
And the family trained him to stop gnawing all the furniture because that was an issue. And when Doris Forbes, when Doris was sick, Mickey would go to her bedroom to visit every day, and the beaver caught whooping cough from the child.
Go to visit. He'd bring a book. He'd come in the morning. Have some tea.
And then every article I read said, and this was like, the town website said this. Every fucking article was like, and the beaver even starred in a Hollywood movie, and there is no additional information. It's like,
Damn it. There's a lot of movies getting made in Hollywood.
I think Doris made that shit up.
Oh my God.
She was like, yeah, we just got back from LA.
I mean, this is in 1939.
39.
Oh,
Somebody showed up with like a camera. You have to
100%. Yeah,
and
yeah.
shot some like no audio footage. And just a girl playing with a beaver, and it got burnt in a fire. That's probably the tinder used to start the fire outside this building yesterday.
Yeah, but yeah, that park where she found the beaver, I guess, runs through the entire city, basically. So they call it Park City, or at least some places
there's
that
a lot of trails. When I was growing up, the trails were fine, and now I'm like kind of scared.
Oh, word!
It's just like methed out people on the trails, and then people riding their bikes really fast.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm not doing the trails.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I looked up some recent headlines from Red Deer. It's funny because they always say that like Alberta is the Texas of Canada because of the oil industry and all that stuff. And I was reading the headlines, and Canadian newspapers are just so quaint compared to ours all the time, and I'm just like, man, this is not, dude, Texas is insane compared to this. But I did find one that was very American. But yeah, like someone stole a bag of soil from someone's front yard. Tisk.
A bag of soil.
That was what it said.
They didn't like steal dirt from their actual yard. They're like, I'm just gonna take that bag.
The guy was just like, I set down a Miracle Grow soil for a few minutes, and a fellow just ran off with it.
Yeah, good neighborly robbery.
Yeah. The crop report, apparently,
crop report.
seeding in the province is now essentially 100% complete, with the exception of a handful of acres designated for feed crops.
Wow.
This is front page news.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
We planted all the seeds.
The last time I looked at it, it was like this picture of this guy, and they're like, big Hollywood dreams. And it's like this red guy from Red Deer, and he works at Disneyland.
He's Skipper
He
Dan.
took a chance on himself.
He's Skipper Dan from the Weird Al song.
At a theme park.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow, that rules.
Well, this is like almost like a tale of two tropes, because you've got the guy who left town to chase his dreams, and then you've got this guy. There's a guy in town, and this is again is in the newspaper. It's a guy named Evan Bedford, and he drives a 2002 Mazda Miata, and it's covered in postage stamps.
Woo!
Fucking paper.
That's right.
And he's like, it's a whole article about
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
This is like the
Just-
little girl and the beaver.
Yeah, exactly.
Today.
And this is just the cultural brand. They're still murderers and perverts,
That's,
correct?
that's the thing.
We're
'cause
just not printing it. Got it.
You mentioned it's like kind of methy, and like you can sort of, because I was reading like the Facebook groups and stuff, and that's all they're talking about is just like it's
Yeah.
terror. And then
Beaver shit's a lie.
in the actual newspaper, it's just like, oh, all these plants are growing. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be growing, and they're growing. Yep. And then meanwhile, it's just. Like,
Yeah. My parents, their car windows get smashed all the time.
Human beings are
Yeah.
still fucking animals, of course.
yeah.
It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, they're like, we're scared in this town now.
And they don't want to leave.
Yeah, they would never leave.
Apparently in 2016, a guy, this is the most just Canadian shit ever. In 2016, a guy saved his husky puppy from a cougar by punching it in the face in the parking lot of a Tim Hortons on Boxing Day.
Fuck
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
So Canadian.
Just,
He was like, Happy Boxing Day.
yeah, and then
right in the face.
fucking Tom Sawyer by Rush just immediately.
Fucking one line.
And then I was like, this is not that methy. A 44-year-old man named Jason Locke crashed into a house in a Jeep Grand Cherokee filled with meth, coke, and fentanyl and tried to make a getaway on a tractor. I was like, now we're in Texas.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. That's the way you do it, America. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, this happened. The guy lived in Red Deer, but it happened outside of Red Deer. A guy sent a letter bomb to a woman and she died. This was like the biggest thing that happened in my hometown. Yeah. And it happened to be my brother's ex-girlfriend's dad who sent the letter bombs.
Oh,
Like, yeah. Everyone's connected to everyone somehow in our town. It's like everyone knows these people.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Damn. Letter bombs. A real old school.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot
Bring
of
them
that
back.
anymore.
Burning bushes and letter
Dude,
bombs.
Fucking postage prices are insane.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
surprised the Miata guy can afford to cover his car.
He can afford to cover his car.
Well, yeah, let's get into the questions. First up, local legend.
I don't know. It's probably that guy.
Yeah, the letter bomb,
Yeah.
the letter bomber, the mad bomber of Red Deer.
Katie Lang is also from just outside of Red Deer.
Whoa!
Hell yeah.
Oh, Miss Chatelaine herself.
Yeah,
Fuck
she's
yeah.
from like Red Deer County.
Oh,
like,
my
the
God.
outside area.
Angel
Yeah.
with a Lariat, one of my absolute favorites.
She went to Red Deer College and didn't graduate, just like me.
Hell yeah. Did she ever like come back and perform and stuff like that? Or
I think once or twice, but she also hates Red Deer.
okay.
I think I read an article where she was like, I hate my hometown.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
There's no statue of her amongst the ghosts.
Yeah.
not yet. Well, she's not a ghost yet. One hopes that when it does happen, she will be portrayed as an angel with a lariat. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. Hell yeah. That's perfect. Question 2. Worst bar.
There's one in a strip mall that I like going to because they have good wings, but it's like they have what they call VLTs, which is like a casino style like slot machine. I don't know what VLT stands for.
I was so ready for that to be veal, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. I was like, oh, let's stop the podcast right fucking now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm doing that.
But there's just like a bunch of people gambling like compulsively in there.
Sure.
And then there's like sports. It's a very MMA bar. So you go there and you just want wings. There's just like 50 dudes screaming.
Oh wow, okay.
And yeah, it's a I forget what it's called. There's 2 bows. I think this is the bad bows.
Wait, there's 2 bars called Bows?
Yeah. And then there used to be one called
bows
like,
and good bows.
and then there was one called Bo Diddleys for a while. Lots of bows.
Okay, town ordinance, we're only allowed to name them Bo. That's the only name for the bar.
Yeah.
Any place with, much like the condom machines, any bar that has the video poker and people just compulsively
Fuck yeah.
slamming multiple machines can't be in there.
Yeah.
It's so just
Sad.
emotionally bothersome to me. The wings would have to be really good.
They are. They're like the best wings in the world.
Hell yeah. Well, that leads into the next question. This might be it. Best local food.
The wings are good. I think Canadian wings just in general are really good.
What's different? Do they?
I think they're fried more
Oh, okay.
than
They-
American ones. Like
they're
American
well
ones,
done.
you get them and they're like slimy sometimes.
Okay.
Like, that just isn't a thing in Canada unless it's like at pizza place that delivers.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Canada cooks the shit out of everything. That was the most shocking thing. The first time I went there was trying to order, medium burger. And they're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
It's everything. All ground beef has to be well done. You get a rare steak, but you can't if it's a burger. Even if they're cranking it in front of you.
You shouldn't eat ground like raw meat. Or like meat, you shouldn't.
Well, that's why I get medium.
No, that's not okay.
Need some juices
because it's not like the piece of meat has come together to make the inside pink. There's just like crushed up grounds that aren't cooked in the middle.
Ground beef scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, but I like the juices. I don't know. It's some place where they like make their own. They're making their own burger in the back and shit like that.
Yeah.
Which is nowhere.
I refuse to believe that.
Well, if they lie to me about it, that's fine. Yeah.
Red Deer has Alberta has something called a donair, which is like a wrap. It's like a kebab wrap, but it's like
gotcha.
a different kind of meat. Like only in Alberta you get this like kind of shaved beef thing.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Very
That's
garlicky.
It's so funny. That's probably how it's pronounced, but I'm an idiot, so I've just been calling it a doner kebab my entire life.
Well, where I'm from, it's like Donair. So it's like
okay.
Donair.
Oh,
like, they
okay,
don't
gotcha.
say Doner or whatever.
Okay, gotcha.
It's French.
Yeah.
They speak French up there.
French or is it Greek?
Yeah, that's right. These Canada kids.
Lebanese, perhaps. Question 4. Local ghosts or monsters?
There was a lot in the 90s. This might have been because of X-Files, but there are a lot of people who claim to have seen UFOs near or in Red Deer. And so when I was a kid, I was really obsessed with seeing one.
Yeah.
And I saw something weird one time, but not like...
Ooh, what was it?
I was like, that could have been... It was just like a plane something flew weirdly in the sky, like zigzag. And I was like, that's probably a UFO. But then later on, as I grew older, I was like, did I really see that or did I want to?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But there are a lot of people who would be like, you just hear someone saw a craft on like some farm, and then there was 2 instances where there were crop circles.
Oh man,
Yeah.
my favorite bullshit thing from the 90s.
They were really cool. I was like, these are whoever made those.
Yeah,
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. Well, they
aliens.
They had read in the crop report that they had seeded 100% of those fields, so they knew they were going to have some killer crop circles come September. I looked this one up. There was a rash of UFO sightings in 1947, a few weeks after Roswell, and I love this. According to an anonymous cryptozoologist on the internet, in 2018 there were 4 sightings of a gigantic deer that walked on 2 legs.
Oh wow.
I was like kind of obsessed with that. I just love the idea of a deer just being like, morning, how are you?
If you're gonna say something like that and be anonymous, come on. You gotta stick by your crazy story.
It was a big cow.
Yeah.
It was so huge.
Yeah.
What's your name on this?
Well, that's the thing.
I'll
It's like
respect your theory a little more.
That's the thing. It's like if it's anonymous and there's one sighting, fine. But you
Yeah.
can't be like, I kept seeing this 4 times and no one needs to know who I am. Then that just seems suspicious.
In any place like I guess Texas or Alberta, where there's just like wide spread out areas, not a ton of lights around. People just look at the sky, just hoping to see anything.
Totally.
Hoping for a dream or a prayer. Just anything to get them out
Take
of
me away from here, please. Oh, also food related. I read the Tim Hortons does not have good Yelp reviews over there.
Oh yeah.
Everyone is pissed because apparently they spend all their time focusing on the cars and not the people inside the restaurant. And there's apparently the donut case there has some flies issues.
Oh, yeah.
So just
There's I think there's like 5 Tim Hortons. There have to be.
is there?
Yeah.
This is the one on Yelp with like 1.5 stars. Like,
They're all bad.
Yeah?
Every Tim Hortons is just a mess.
Oh, man.
Everywhere, all over Canada.
Yeah?
And it's just like teenagers and people who don't speak English, bless their hearts, but they're like, it's just like 15-year-olds because that's how old you can work there.
Yeah.
And then like
too young.
yeah, and then people who don't really speak English well, and then they come together, and it's just a nightmare situation.
yeah.
It's like you just hear like teenagers screaming at like some poor immigrant. You're like, this is terrible.
Oh,
I don't believe
Yeah.
the hype. Tim Hortons is one of those things I've never had, but people talk it up to an extent where there's no way it could live up to what I've been told it is.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it. It's just
Yeah,
it's like
I've
a
had-
Dunkin' Donuts.
I've had coffee.
Yeah.
I've had donuts. I know the ceiling for how good both can be.
Can't get
but
that
you,
high.
you hadn't had Timbits though.
What is that? Just a donut?
It's donut holes, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
But-
that place.
Oh man, anytime I'm in Canada, it's cliche as shit. That's the first thing I do, and I'm sure it is bad, and I just didn't notice because I'm just like, I'm in Canada. And then gotta hit the Tim Hortons. I like their coffee. It's good. I don't know. It's somewhere in between Dunkin' and, if we're speaking truthfully, it's somewhere in between Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme. I'll say that. Dunkin' being the shittiest donuts of all
Rivers
time.
is taking this way too serious. He bought into
telling
the Tim Hortons hype.
I did. I did.
Can't let go.
Hey man,
Fuck
Timmy's
Tim
dude.
Hortons. Yeah, I said it. I'll take you to Big Jim's down the street. I'll get you a better cup of
Fucking
Joe.
hey.
I'll get you an iced coffee so strong you won't want to finish it.
At Slam Harder to our Canadian listeners. Fight him there. And last question. Favorite thing that's not there anymore?
They used to have 2 really good movie theaters like downtown
Oh, nice.
or like more in the center of the city.
Yeah.
And now there's one huge movie theater like outside of town.
It's attached to the Walmart.
It's actually next to the Costco.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's like a Cineplex, like huge, like 10 theaters kind of situation. And then the other 2 downtown, they just like demolished. But they found out one of them, for the entire time it had been open, they had been dumping all the like grease from the popcorn into the sewers. So then they couldn't even keep it open for anything. They had to like demolish the whole thing and redo.
Shit.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah.
I worked in a movie theater for a very long time when I was younger, and that stuff is fucking sludge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's
oil.
It's hydrogenated oil.
But it's
Yeah.
like if you let it build up and sit there and like we had to clean the popper and stuff, clean these things all the time, it will build up like something on your fucking car battery.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
It's just
gross.
burnt. It's literally burnt oil.
Yeah.
Like it's literally burnt oil
Horrible.
from your fucking engine.
Yeah.
Just a different kind.
Just dump it in the sewers. That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
If you've got one of those bio engines, you can literally put that shit in there. That's what
Yeah.
Willie Nelson's tour bus runs on that shit.
And weed, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I want to hang out with him and Snoop Dogg.
I
know. People always say shit like that. The coolest dude in the world,
know.
Wiz Khalifa, probably.
I know. This is actually a little Willie Nelson sidebar. So my dad's girlfriend is an amazing singer, and so she was a backup singer for his 90th birthday thing at the Hollywood Bowl.
I think
so we
that's
got to
on
go.
Netflix now, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix now. And so it was so weird. It was hosted by fucking Helen Mirren, Ethan Hawke, and then who was the other? Owen Wilson. Very weird hosting. Oh, and Jennifer Lawrence was the other person. It was very strange. Or not Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer Gardner.
Whoa. Okay, so real
It
quick.
was very strange the way they kept. Like,
Owen
Helen Mirren?
Wilson and Ethan Hawke at least
Yeah,
have like the
totally from
Richard
Texas.
Linklater kind of connection.
Yeah.
The other 2 are baffling.
Very strange. Yeah, it was weird, but they didn't tell you it was going to be hosted. So just suddenly Ethan Hawke was on stage being like, man, Willie's put out so many great records from. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Ethan Hawke here.
It was nuts. But anyway, so the second thing I was going to say is that so we were allowed to go to the VIP area afterwards. So I was like, oh, this is going to be crazy. And we get in there and it's like everyone who doesn't smoke weed who hangs out with Willie Nelson is like just in a room being like, I don't know, my daughter's in the band or something. You know, like, and you're like, this doesn't seem very VIP. And then the next day I see on Twitter is like all these red carpet photos of like fucking Woody Harrelson and Margot Price and Willie, and they're all smoking this like 17-foot long joint.
Yeah,
And I was
the
like,
Cheech and
where the
Chong
fuck was that happening at? Yes, I saw nothing of the sort.
That's another thing about moving to LA. You realize the VIP thing is often just a ticket that's sold. The real VIP is
a whole.
Yeah.
you can't even pay the.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay the amount of money that would be needed.
Right. Unless
Smoke
you're
weed with Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that. He's like about to die.
Totally.
He doesn't want to learn your
Totally.
name.
No, he does not want to know me. I understand. I don't want to know me.
He won't even get a new guitar. He doesn't want to make a new friend.
But anyway, so that was amazing. But yeah, crazy. Yeah, Snoop Dogg was there, and everyone's like, yeah. So he just sat in a chair next to Willie Nelson and just like sort of bopped around like, I like weed. It's true.
I like weed.
It was
and
cool, though.
being famous.
Yeah. It was great though. I'm not shitting on it. It was fun.
Well, that is a tour of Monique Moreau's Red Deer, Alberta. We have a segment on the show called Top 3, where we get our listeners to write into us with their top 3 lists they wish us to populate and opine upon. First up today, this is our friend who sent us the snack package, so I felt it was only appropriate to send this back out to the UK. At Mampers84, top 3 TV show villains. So I put this together pretty quickly, and I really did fight the temptation just to not make all 3 of mine Walton Goggins characters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because
They better not all be wrestlers.
No. Yeah, actually, I mean, that would have been the way to go. I held off on wrestlers in favor of a similar genre of television. But number 3, Boyd Crowder from Justified. That's
I've never seen Justified. I know it's supposed to be great. I know.
It is. It's fantastic. Walton Goggins starts off as like this, skinhead, crazy bomber guy, and then by the end, he's like wearing suits, and he's basically like a gentleman bandit.
That's awesome.
He is, kind of the Joker to Raylan Givens' Batman. They dug coal together. That's that shit is awesome. But I did want to put an honorable mention for his other Uncle Baby Billy.
Yeah, totally.
minor villain of Righteous Gemstones, and then Lee Russell from Vice Principals. Like just seeing that guy on screen doing anything to me is just like he's just fantastic, and particularly when he's being just a rapscallion. Just that fucking grin.
I was gonna say Baby Billy as well.
Running around the house with a pickle in my mouth. If I get that in my head, I am literally for the rest of the day just misbehave. I'm just singing the fucking song. My number 2, Amy and Sammy Buzaggio, and they are the owners of the ABC baking company from Kitchen Nightmares.
So in 2006, Sammy invested over $1 million into this restaurant to make my dream come true.
Can we open?
Yeah!
We are ready.
Come on, guys! But we're in the restaurant business. It's not all daisies and ponies and unicorns. I don't understand this whole substitution thing. Approximately 2 years ago, these reviewers and these bloggers decided to make up lies and say that they ate the food and it was disgusting. Son of a bitch. And we lost a tremendous amount of business because of it. They're just fucking haters.
If anyone tell me that my wife's food is no good, I just tell him to leave the restaurant. I don't want him and don't come back. Is your first time?
Last time.
And last time, don't come back, madam.
The customer is not always right. Choose another pizza or nothing. And I'm not here to take shit from anybody. I'm not going to have people make shit up that isn't true. I'm not doing it. I'm not making any more food.
Amy's nuts.
I am going to really hurt somebody.
So this was because I was really trying to think of reality TV villains, because I think it's not a thing that gets talked about a lot. It gets talked about with something like professional wrestling, where it is, it's a show. You're presenting yourself as a bad guy. The idea is to get the crowd to hate you. But with reality TV, which is every bit as fake as professional wrestling, but it is like that added thing of like, there's no physicality here. I am just a psychological terrorist in this situation. And these two, do you guys remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
It's I think the most notorious episode of Kitchen Nightmares, where you're just like, you go down a checklist of things that suck about a boss, about a person. It's absolutely fucking unhinged.
The internet came after these people too.
Yeah.
This was like before internet mobs were fully like a regular thing also.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I think the episode is from like 2007 or 2008. And it's funny now because one of the things that Amy says in her intro, because Gordon gets there on day 2, day 1, it's just the film crew is just filming them. And she says something that now, because I've read so much just right-wing insanity for this show, it is such a great tip-off. You're like, oh, this person's nuts. And that is when a normal human being refers to their haters.
Yeah.
Like any of us just existing in the world, and we're like, my haters think that you're like, oh no, they're crazy. They're fucking crazy. This is not an elected official. This is not a public persona. This is their television debut. And the first thing she says is they're like, what's the biggest problem with your restaurant? And she's like, mostly that my haters online. They have formed a confederacy against me, and I will not stand for it.
Fucking A.
And it's awesome. But now that's such a cue to me if I'm reading stuff, or if any normal person's talking about their haters, I'm like, Amy from ABC Baking Company. And I didn't get into Kitchen Nightmares until the pandemic, and then we all got into a Gordon Ramsay hole just because it's all on YouTube and stuff like that. And I was just shocked. And the first thing I was thinking when I was watching, I was like, I got to go here. And then, of course, it had been closed for like 8 years. It closed almost immediately after the episode. But anyway, and then
it was like the first Yelp brigade of people just being like,
Fuck.
1 star.
Yeah, fuck
them.
these people.
They've never been there.
Yeah.
Or even to that state or city.
right, yeah, 100. Well, and what's funny is like she's, one of the big complaints, like, because they did a follow up, like Gordon never went back, but they sent the crew back to be like, what are these crazy fucks up to now? And in the follow up, that was one of the things that she was complaining about. But it's like there's more people because of the attention, but like you didn't redeem yourself in the show. They were pretty openly villainous.
Yeah.
And of course, Sammy's stealing all the fucking tips from,
yeah.
bad. Everybody's bad. Then my number one, cliche as fuck, but it is what it is. Gus Fring, man. Hard to beat. It's Breaking Bad. Inclined to say Walter White, but I'm gonna go Gus just because he hits hard and he's only in it for 3 seasons of the show, maybe. Giancarlo Esposito, and then he came back in the Better Call Saul. Still great. Still fun to watch. Very compelling. And also, the only reason I hesitate to even like mention him as a villain is because by the end, I'm kind of like, actually, you should kill Walter White, like, because he, when that arc starts, you're like, still kind of on Walter's side, and then by the end, you're like, oh no, he is a threat that must be eradicated. Actually, so anyway, that's my top 3. What do you got, Monique?
I was gonna say the Borg in Star Trek.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah, there we go.
It's like terrifying. And even as a kid, I was like, oh no, this could happen to me if I was in space right now.
And a floating cube rolls up on me. I saw that one in theater, Star Trek First Contact
wow.
with the Borg Queen. I saw that in the movie theater when it came out.
So did I. Dorks. Big dorks.
Number 2, I was going to say Baby Billy as well. I love a villain that I like also just enjoy watching. Well, it's like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
When he's on screen.
Yeah. Well, it's the Ursula effect.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're just so fucking evil that you're like, this is outstanding.
Yeah.
I held off on it, but it's wrestling too, where you're just like, the way to get a guy who the crowd doesn't like, who's supposed to be a good guy, the way to eventually make them into a good guy is turn them evil, and then they're so good at it that they just sort of evolve into that, which is classics. That's the story of The Rock. When he debuted, he was this good guy that people booed and they screamed "Die Rocky Die" at him, and then he became a bad guy, and then the next thing you know, he's the biggest thing ever because he was so good at being deliciously evil.
Yeah. In the same vein, the third one was Spike from Buffy.
Oh shit!
He starts off as like this big villain of the season, and then he just becomes like a nice guy, but then he's really bad. Yeah. And then he's like nice again.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the Boyd Crowder thing, actually. It's very similar to his arc where, if Raylan needs an ally, they'll like bring him in and they kind of like begrudgingly work together, and Raylan's just kind of like beating the shit out of him on the side kind of a thing, but they're still somewhat allied. That's also the entire Fast and Furious franchise. Everybody in the movie started off as the main villain in the previous film. So now Charlize Theron's on the fucking team. John Cena's on the team. Jason Statham's on the team. All these people were the entire plot of at least one film. So what do you got, Sam?
I'm going to say number 1, a classic, Mr. Burns from the...
Oh, that is fucking good.
Damn.
He's every time you see him, he's up to no good. It's funny somehow, even though he's evil. You want to root for him sometimes, even though he's evil.
Yeah.
So he's a classic. Every episode he's in is, I don't know, he's funny.
That's great.
Anytime I see one of those big houses in Beverly Hills that has a sign about attack dogs, I'm just like, it's too cliche.
They shoot bees.
Release the hounds.
It's so fucking funny.
And then I don't know if in my mind they're villains. The Iron Chefs. Motherfuckers.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
They just stand up there with a pan and a stoic look. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. I've never used fish heads before. And they will make a risotto with fish heads in it that'll knock your dick in the dust. And then they'll fucking just smile at their opponent who's been making risotto their whole life and apparently sucks at it still. Just so smug.
That was one of the things Amy was bad out. They had frozen risotto. Gordon didn't like that.
Man, risotto is pretty easy to make, too. It's sad if you're using frozen risotto. I don't know. The Iron Shed, they always just seem bad to me. Like the way they present them, like you have to choose which one you're going to fight, like a video game or something.
Yeah. Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, you know their strengths and weaknesses. And then I don't know. I was trying to think. I don't really watch a lot of TV shows that have villains in them anymore. I don't think
There's really not a lot. I mean, there's
it's less
going
of a
on,
thing.
I was going to say, for you, Draymond Green, perhaps?
Yeah,
like
maybe.
her boss in Bewitched was like the villain or something. Who's the
Mr.
villain?
Drysdale from the Beverly Hills.
It's a neighbor who won't leave you the fuck alone or whatever.
A nosy neighbor.
Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Just any of those guys. Any of those guys that are just like you really hate.
Yeah.
As a kid, I hated Frieza so much. I loved Dragon Ball Z, and I hated Frieza so much because I just couldn't get him. He wanted to
good
come
villainy.
destroy. Yeah, he wanted to destroy the world, and they just couldn't stop him.
What do you got, Seth?
I wish I knew who the villain was in like Captain Planet.
Oh, it was polluters, corporate polluters, man.
But man, because I love that shit. Like they really got kids with that shit because it was right in the Batman like superhero.
Wasn't there like a
movies
pig,
and
wasn't there like a pig man of some kind that he fought, or am I confusing that with Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles?
I don't know. You need a villain. A pig man's a good choice. People do it a lot. No, anyway. So the guy from Captain Planet, you just pick one of those assholes. Because come on, let's take care of the Earth.
Yeah, hell yeah.
all that like 80s, 90s cartoons really fit into the scheme of hero and villain.
Totally.
Especially you're a Tubi fan. They have all those old terrible cartoons on Tubi.
It's about the originals, really, Sam.
And all the old 80s and 90s cartoons, the story is there's good guys and there's bad guys.
For sure.
And the bad guys do something bad. And to fix that, the good guys get the guns out and fucking kill them. That's the story. Every episode.
That's what I'm talking about. Like one of these weird
there is a villain,
Mohawk fellas.
And his name is
What's his name?
Hoggish Greedley.
There you go. I mean, who's the better villain? Hoggish Greedley. You don't need to see the image. You know he's a villain.
I'll put that up on our Twitter so
that
you can
fucking
see.
rules. Okay, that's my favorite villain.
Fuck yeah.
I thought about because there's a ton of movie villains, so I'm immediately like, oh, fucking Christopher Lloyd and fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit and all these things. And then I'm like, well, it's TV. Like you said, it's hard. So Rolling Stone has provided me with a list, and I'm responsive to some of this list.
Shredder for Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, exactly. No, so I'll go, okay, Bob from Twin Peaks. He's the evil, like, manifestation of something I'm not going to name on your podcast, but something very, very dark. And that guy was just, he just worked on the set. He was part of the art department. And he was just staging the scene basically and got stuck in there when they called action. So he was behind her bedroom, frame of her bed, behind the bars of it, just barely in the shot.
Yeah.
And so when they watched it, they were like, oh, fuck, he's in the shot. And then he was like, David Lynch was like, wait, that's amazing. Like, we should just get a close-up of that. Let's cover that, you know? And then they did another scene where it was like Laura Palmer's mom is waking up and she's having some vision and she runs upstairs. And she gets up and has this like freaked out moment and then runs up the stairs. And when she got up, you could see him in the mirror. And he was literally just standing there. And again, he was just in the mirror. So they were like, okay, now you have to be in the show and you're going to be this evil creature. We're going to put you in the whole fucking thing.
If you don't want to be in show business, don't accidentally do something in front of David Lynch.
Exactly.
It's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
don't you get it?
Yeah. He has no ideas. He's just pulling from what's right in front of him. So don't get involved.
That's my favorite. I heard Laura Dern was doing some interview about Inland Empire. And she goes, I David's a genius, but I can't tell you I know what that movie's about.
So
I just know he kept yelling, "It's the Wizard of Oz! For God's sakes, it's the Wizard of Oz!"
Sure, yep.
And you watch that movie, you're like, no, it's not at all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, the dude who plays him is like a chain smoking, flamboyant dude. He is the opposite of the character too. So if you ever hear him talk, he's amazing because he's like you would never in casting be like that guy's evil.
Yeah.
And he just looks it, which is my problem.
Hell yeah.
Then I'm gonna go obscure The Prisoner. Have you guys ever watched The Prisoner, the British TV show from the 60s? Okay. It's been parodied to death, so you've seen it probably in some fashion. Like one of the security things, if you try to leave the village, basically if you're a person with privileged information and you try to resign from your job, from a government job, they never say what he does, but you assume it's a spy or something.
Yeah.
And he tries to resign from his job and they kidnap him and put him in this place called The Village, and they change his name to a number and everyone has numbers and you all answer to number 2, who is the villain of the island.
Okay. Okay.
And who is number one is the big question. And when you watch the show, it pays off. But it was made in the 60s. This guy, Patrick McGowan, who's an incredible, amazing actor. He was the judge in A Time to Kill 30 years later.
Yeah, wow.
He's in a shitload of movies, and you would recognize him. He's in Columbo a bunch, but he wrote the show. He's the star of it. He directed some of it. He whistled the theme song to the composer. Like, it is his show, and they wanted him to do more of it or whatever. And he was like, nope, it's 17 episodes. We're doing them exactly like this, and we're shutting it down forever.
Is that why
And
they do that
show.
in England now?
Well, I mean,
do 2 seasons.
Yeah, well, six episodes in a season is pretty normal for a comedy show. But I think drama-wise, I don't know what the situation was, but he basically was like, I want this many episodes, and we're not going to take any notes, and we're just going to do them. And it's so fucking cool. Like, if you like sort of like espionage, sci-fi, that's definitely making cultural statements about like how government works and how information works, and people trying to get stuff out of you. He's drugged constantly. And they did a great Simpsons that's a parody of that. I think in like the maybe the 13th season. That's so fucking funny. But anyways, The Prisoner rules.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the villain, which also they switch number 2 out all the time. So it's a new actor every 2 episodes or sometimes every episode. So you never know who number 2 is going to be, and then it's a new number 2. So he's the big cocksucker of the village.
Okay.
So watch the show, it rules. And then Marlo Stanfield from The Wire. I agree with that, because that dude is such an incredible fucking actor, because he barely says a word. Without even speaking it, you understand mentally what his deal is.
I'll just step out the way. You'll never hear from me again. I'll just disappear.
Joe, you'll be up in the mischief in no time. Truth is, you won't be able to change up any more than me. Close your eyes. It won't hurt none. There now. Joe, relax. Breathe easy.
And he is a pretty verbose person. Like, listening to interviews of that guy, he is not a quiet, reserved kind of guy at all.
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, they'd give him direction and be like, okay, think about it like you're Pepsi, and someone from Coca-Cola is running around and talking shit about Pepsi. Like, don't treat it like drug dealing. You are a corporation.
Right. Yeah.
And so he plays it that way, where it's like he's like the corporate logo of drug dealing.
Right.
It's insane. But anyways, his performance is incredible. And yes, Rolling Stone reminded me, but I just rewatched The Wire and read a book about The Wire the other day, and yeah, that guy's amazing. So
nice. Yeah,
Marlo from The Wire. That's my other band.
I also looked at that list briefly, and
we're all cheaters.
Not me.
No, just off
Were
the
the
dome.
Iron Chefs on there? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Hey, no, Amy and Sammy, that was all me. No, I did notice Newman from Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah,
was on there.
it's
I was
a
like,
classic.
that's a great one.
But more of an annoyance.
Yeah,
than a
for
villain,
sure.
Really.
Yeah.
He's like a bad roommate.
Yeah. Well, shout out to @Mampers84 for that question. I think we got time for one more. This is from our friend @boom_Mike85, listening in North Kakalaki. Wants to know, what are your top 3 summer adventures? This is I got a summer birthday. I feel this is my season. A lot of as you grow old, you discover more and more summer hatred. People being like, it's too hot. No, I love it. I don't care. I'm a naturally sweaty man, so I'm just.
We know
I know.
here.
I know. That's why I looked right in your eyes when I said it.
Today you actually aren't sweating.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
'cause
I timed it
it's
out.
warm. It's a little warm.
It's a
out.
hotter day.
Yeah, it's hotter today, but
It's the no caffeine thing.
oh yeah, that's probably it. I haven't been.
You haven't had your 500 milligrams of caffeine.
I wasn't
before
at
the podcast.
Yeah, I wasn't at Panera just listening to fucking Charlie Parker and losing my mind.
That's a good thing to do on a coffee trip. Just get loaded on coffee, listen to Charlie Parker.
Oh, it's not coffee, friend. It's charged
it's even worse.
lemonades.
Even worse.
Oh, I fucked this. Yeah, I was already.
Yeah. No, I'm next level, brother.
That's good shit,
I'm
man. That's
seeing
wild.
I'm seeing 10 dimensions.
Yeah,
all right?
you are the jazz solo.
Yeah, I am. I become the saxophone in there. I'm just,
Yeah.
but no, you get older. People are like, oh, I like the autumn. Fuck off. No, it's summer. No school. No rules. No more teachers. Dirty looks.
What's the point here? what point are you trying to make?
My point is, I love it, and the question is summer adventures, and my first answer is just going out to the creek. It's a thing.
Oh, going out to the creek.
I know they've got
Okay.
Austin, world famous for its You know,
creek.
people just going down to the river or whatever and
Green Belt,
hanging out.
Town Lake, Lady Bird Lake, they call it now. I call it Town Lake still.
Town Lake.
I'm a little old school.
Where I'm from, we have Saugahatchee Creek. Always fun. Just jump in the water, etc. So that's my number 3. Number 2, I was in Boy Scouts, so scout camp. Always a good ass time. Getting into trouble, particularly the last scout camp I went to right before I got my eagle and didn't do scouts anymore. There was a bridge, like a wooden bridge that led up to our campsite that had started to break essentially, and we all just stood on that bridge and jumped on it in unison until it broke. So,
Holy shit.
Just miscreants, just absolute
good
fucking
shit.
miscreants.
And everyone got hurt.
No,
Everyone
it's just
fell, jagged wood went into your eyeball, and pissed yourself.
no. I don't remember if anybody fell off, but it definitely snapped. I think we're past the 7 years where that could be a criminal charge. So yeah, we did it. And then my number 1, fucking Bonnaroo.
That's unfortunately one of mine because I lived in fucking Tennessee for 40 years. What else was I supposed to do for an adventure?
I went to Bonnaroo from 2004 until 2009 every year, and I was just telling somebody because they just released My Morning Jacket's DVD of their Bonnaroo performance from 2004, which they claim is like this sort of like career changing moment for them or whatever. And my friend got the DVD and was asking me like, were we actually at that one? And I had to look it up, and it was like, no, we weren't there that year. We were actually waiting for The Dead to play because we figured that's the last time they would tour. This is 19 years ago.
Wow.
And so we missed the My Morning Jacket set, but I did remember my favorite thing that ever happened there, which was that year, the last artist, that was Trey Anastasio, the lead singer of Fish, did 2 sets. The second set was with the full band. The first set, he had gotten into like classical composing, and so he brought out an orchestra, and he didn't play anything. He just had the stick and just fucking Lydia Tard up there.
Was it good?
It was boring as fuck. It was a fucking orchestra performance.
Shit, that's a lot of people to pull out for your dumb bullshit.
And it wasn't like he had adapted Fish songs into the... it was just some shit he came up with. And so everybody's sitting there. It's Sunday night. Everyone is so ready to fucking go. And we're just kind of sitting there like, oh my God, just play the fucking rock and roll part of the goddamn set, please. So he finishes, and there was a guy behind me who had been just smoking straight opium the entire time. Just
heroin.
He was asleep. Long fingernails.
Opium was the lie of the heroin addict who didn't want people to know that they were just smoking heroin.
Right. Oh, it's opium.
Yeah.
So that guy's back there doing it, and Trey finishes the set, and he goes, hey, we're going to be back out in 15 minutes with the band. Please, everybody give a big hand for the Nashville Chamber Orchestra. And the guy smoking opium behind me just goes, dude, that must be one big ass chamber. And I was like, all right, that guy wins.
Hell yeah.
Love Bonnaroo. But yeah.
Just everything's a pipe or a bong chambers.
Fell asleep face down. Wake me up when he's back.
I never heard a guitar lick.
The next year we were at our campsite, and it was kind of raining, and we were sitting around in a circle underneath the tent, like waiting to go into the place where they have the shows and stuff. And this woman just walks up and pulls her dress up and just starts pissing on my friend's front tire. Like in front of all of us.
Yeah.
It's like 9 a.m. And my friend is understanding, like, hey, what the fuck? She's like, what? And she finishes up and like walks over, and he goes, why did you piss on my tire? And she like bonks him on the nose with one finger and just goes, because you're real. And then just kind of danced off.
Fucking A, farm, dude. I hate when people call it that. Like, who's going to the farm?
Oh, no.
They call it.
That's after my time. I never heard that.
Oh, that's everybody calls it now for sure.
No.
Oh, yeah. I've been to the farm 10 years in a row.
Oh, yeah. What do you got, Monique, for summer adventures?
You mentioned Waterton before.
Yes.
That's always like my favorite place to go in Alberta. But I dated this. That's like Mormon country, Alberta. Waterton.
Oh, is it? Like the southern part there?
Yeah, there's
too close to Montana.
In the middle of nowhere, there's like a huge Mormon temple. Like you're driving on the highway, and there's just like huge for no reason, and then it just turns out everyone in the area is Mormon.
Yeah.
So I dated this Mormon who took me down to southern Alberta. We weren't allowed to sleep in the same bed at his parents' house.
Sure. You were sewed up in a potato sack.
Yeah. And we just went on all these like crazy adventures all day. Like they had a dam that had a spillway.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like a giant water slide.
Oh, those are the
and it was
shit.
like so much fun. And then we went bridge jumping.
Oh, hell yeah.
And just like so many cool places to like swim and hike, and like we just hiked all the way to the mountains, and it was amazing.
Oh, that rocks.
Yeah. And then we broke up because he proposed to me and we were like 19 years old. Yeah.
You're like, actually, I want to do the opposite.
Yeah.
I'd like to leave. Can I leave?
Yeah.
You could have been one of his mini wives.
I was going to say.
His first.
Yeah,
wife.
that's right. Yeah, of course.
Another one, a summer camp too. That's another thing.
What was the camp? Mine was Boy Scouts.
It was like this. It was like Protestant camp with a veiled Jesus thing going on. So my
Okay.
parents were all right with it, but then we never talked about Jesus.
Oh, okay.
And then they're like, "Let's do prayer," and then we would just sing a song, like a rock song.
Oh, so it was Protestantism. Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
like no Jesus mentioned at all, and then it
Okay.
was like rock climbing.
That's
and hanging out with my
actually
friends.
you're kind of vaguely describing Boy Scouts too.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like we don't really talk about it, but it's implied, heavily implied. JC.
Yeah. And that was really fun. And I became a camp counselor there.
Oh,
and then
shit,
every
okay.
now and then when I was unemployed in the summer, I'd be like, maybe I'll go back and be a counselor. Even though I'm like way too old.
Were there any like crises during that time, or was it just chill?
No, there was always something, like someone broke their leg doing something stupid, or like gay camp counselors making out and then kids catch them or whatever.
no.
Yeah.
Scandal.
Like, yeah. They're like, we had to send them home. And yeah. Or one time a kid took a picture of another kid in the shower. That was another one.
Jesus Christ! Wait, how long ago was this?
This was like 1999.
Oh, so I was
like,
about to ask, was it with the Kodak
it was with,
disposable?
like a disposable.
Okay, that's
we'll be
just
looking
funny.
at this later.
Yeah.
No, they won't. That's just funny. At that point, when you don't have unlimited photos, I can believe that that's a gag. Kick the door in. Hey, bitch. I get it.
There's not enough
funny.
kicking the door and saying, "Hey, bitch," and a flash
Jesus
sound.
Christ.
I'm just gonna do it to my girlfriend. The sound of a camera. Like, "Hey, bitch."
Now it's sinister.
She's like, "Fuck."
But at the time, you only get 26 pictures in those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them are antagonistic.
Yeah, totally.
I guess the third one is just going and visiting my hometown in the summer is nice, but any
sure.
other time it's the worst. It's
Yeah.
like it snows.
Right,
It'll just
right.
snow. It snowed like 10 days ago in my hometown.
whoa.
Yeah, so in the summer you just know if it's going to snow it'll be gone by the afternoon.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it always snows just like randomly. And then also the grass stays brown until like August.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like disgusting. Like there's no green. It's just for most of the year it's like just a hellscape there.
Okay.
Nothing's growing. But yeah, that's the
yeah.
only time I want to visit my family.
What do you got, Sam?
I don't know. I never really went to a summer camp. My family would consistently go to South Padre Island in Texas. You go down to the southern tip. There's a little strip, a little land barrier island.
And you can drive your car on the beach, right?
Some places, yeah.
Isn't that their thing?
Some places you can drive your car on the beach out there. And we would stay at a condo that we could stay in because I think my grandfather owned it or something. Who lived north and would come south during the fucking winter, what like old people do. So we could stay down there for like a couple weeks out of the year. They had a pool, a hot tub,
nice
little dock to fish off of on the bay side of the island. For me and my brother, really, it was all about the cable. They had HBO.
Oh.
They had all.
Yeah, fuck the beach.
We didn't have cable at home.
Oh,
we got to
nice.
see I got to see Mr. Show and all these cool
that's
comedy
awesome.
things for the first time.
Damn.
And then summer, just hanging out at the friend's house in the AC in Texas. It's all about the inside hang.
It is.
Yeah.
Video games, and I know we never really went on that many vacations. So I don't know, South Padre Island. hanging out at Barton Springs in Austin or going down to the crick.
Yeah.
The green belt, they call it. I like to call it the crick.
The cricks and the creeks. What's the difference, really?
None.
You called it creek.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing.
Just how much of a redneck piece of shit you are.
Yeah. I don't even say the word.
Crick or a creek.
I don't want to know where I'm from.
We call them swimming holes. Same diff.
But yeah, I don't know. The only cool thing about summer was not having to go to school.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying.
course.
That's why I ride so hard for
Yeah,
summer.
I feel like this is a loaded question if you're not rich, because you're going to end up with the same answers. Like, I don't know,
Exactly.
the place is near my house, sort of.
I'm like, my traumatic childhood. The memories I actually have kept. Let me think. None of them were in summer.
well, it doesn't have to be childhood. It could be now.
Yeah, I've done some crazy shit as an adult.
Yeah. What do you got?
All informed by my traumatic childhood. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. But Sam, was that the end of your thing? I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I don't have shit.
Yeah, so I'm like Sam. I don't really
My
have
friends
shit.
text
My
me about a
mother
new
was
job
working.
you just got.
My mother was working a lot. My dad's a musician. We watched a lot of TV. Hanging out at a friend's house, big deal.
Yeah.
Play some Mario Kart, fucking shoot some basketball in his backyard. It was great.
I had a
Great
friend
times.
whose house I'd go over because he had digital cable before
Yeah.
anyone else did. And
Totally.
His dad would get all schmammered and drunk and stay up all night doing drugs and order the Playboy channel. Forget to cancel it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, my friend's mom was obsessed with QVC, so it was like we could watch whatever we wanted, but if she was there, she had to watch whatever the fuck they were selling.
That's demented.
It was crazy, and it'd be like, well, she's gonna probably watch this till like 10:30. It'd be like 6 p.m. And you're like, what? Are you serious? Like, yeah, she's gonna do that for about 4.5 hours. You're like, oh, cool.
And she would buy the stuff. I
Yeah.
assume.
Oh, all day long. They were just getting packages all day long. It's all like fake costume jewelry and shit.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like-
Well, I was hoping it'd be like
Yeah.
the one that used to run that I loved was Swords by Marto.
Totally.
And it was like a guy with like the AFI fucking like long black like stringy hair in the front, and he would just be like fucking Joe Bluthing fucking two like giant swords.
Yep. I would say summer blockbuster movies. You know, that's actually a good thing.
Oh, there you go.
Because Jurassic Park, all these movies that created that.
The Flash.
E.T., The Flash, which is sort of the inverse of Batman, which is one of the first summer blockbusters.
Yeah, Jaws was the first.
Yeah, Jaws. Yeah, and that began this sort of event movie thing, which unfortunately is all that's fucking happening
Hey,
anymore.
I actually watched it.
Jaws.
The Flash.
I was like, you should watch Jaws.
I've got the AMC A-list thing, so I'm like, I don't feel like I'm giving money to.
So disgusted.
Yeah, I know.
Yours likes bad things.
I will watch Michael Keaton play Batman, but I will the rest of the film I don't care.
Look, if
necessarily.
it's the circus days and somebody's gonna bite the head off a chicken, I gotta have to see it, and that's
Rivers
what this
is first in line for the little girl with the beaver.
I am. Yeah, well,
he wants to be a part of this cultural moment.
Look, people are saying the beaver's fake, and that George Clooney shows up in the middle of this.
Yes,
spoiler.
I'll see that fucking movie, but I'm not proud of it. But I also won't see it in the theater.
Oh, it's
I'm not gonna waste that much energy on it.
I mean, to your point, I like AC and I like popcorn, so that's my
exactly.
fatal flaw.
That was one of those. I saw that a preview for that in the theater the last time I went to the movies, and it was so it felt soulless.
Oh, it is,
and it, and
it's
I
got
hate to say that word because it seems so cliche.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Hollywood movie,
superhero movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially superhero.
It looked
franchise
like
thing.
shit.
Oh,
the CGI doesn't even look good. What happened
That's
to
the
CGI?
big complaint, yeah.
CGI used to be good.
I genuinely believe with that movie they just cut off their money. They were like, because supposedly they're saying it cost X amount, and most people are like, it's probably in all likelihood the most expensive flop of all time.
Yeah.
It's something like $350-400 million perhaps. And I think at some point they were just like, cut our losses, just cut the money hose off, and they're just left with PlayStation 3 graphics. Like it is.
They announced a regime change like literally as they were cutting the movie.
I think twice actually.
So once you start doing that, you're kind of like, this thing we're going to use to cross. It's not going to do that anymore. So we're just going to drop this movie and run away.
It is hot ass. It is awful.
Michael
Anyway.
Keaton rules though all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he's fucking awesome as Batman. He was the best Batman in my opinion, and I would love to see him do some of that.
Yeah, it was
but I understand it's not storytelling or anything.
Yeah, no.
It's not for those reasons that they're giving me more of that.
Oh, and they play with the reanimated corpse of Christopher Reeve, which is great.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of that where you're just like, they're literally necromancing now. I'm like,
Well,
boy.
this is the future.
This is
fucking,
the future.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
Basically, we filled our quota of things that are supposed to be important to us, and there's going to be no new new ones, and we're just gonna keep taking those old ones. Even Cannonball Run or whatever the fuck until we get to the very bottom of the barrel.
Now I keep reminding me of things from a long time ago. I just want to think about something that happened before everything went bad.
That's what it is.
This is how diseased my mind is. I now am like really into making Cannonball Run like a reboot. I mean, that would be fun as fuck.
If you walk into a room and say that in this fucking town, they will talk to you. Now, do you have the rights is the second question.
Yeah.
But if you bring it up,
you call it something else.
They'll be very excited to be. Wait, it's Fast and the Furious with jokes?
Yeah.
We can do that again?
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, Fast and Furious has jokes, okay? Don't fuck with my
family.
Don't fuck with my family.
Yes. The whole what do you call it? Yeah, the whole approach is sort of is like, isn't this hilarious how ridiculous it is?
Mm-hmm.
But not at first.
No.
It took people making fun of them consistently for like 3 or 4 years.
The first movie is about breaking up a ring of people stealing VCRs.
Yeah.
People say it's so bad that it's good, but I say it's so bad that it's bad.
Yes.
It's just bad.
I kind of wish it was like YouTube Shorts. I could just click on one and watch for a minute and turn it off. Like, I don't
If Fast
care.
X was like 20 minutes long, it would be in the top 10 short films of all time.
Exactly.
Look, that's why you get loaded on Fast Twitch, and then you go in there, and then it feels short.
Yeah, it feels like you're driving the car.
Hell yeah.
It didn't feel like a super long movie, but it didn't ever feel like, oh, I'm so glad they spent all this extra time to
I know.
hash all this stuff out.
Yeah. It's a bunch of little segments that are all like, wow, they did that or whatever. But it's not really bad.
Oh, well. I sidetracked you. Sorry. You like movies.
Oh, yeah. So summer crap. Yeah. That's always going to happen. Sorry, folks. I know about two things. Music.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. And then the other thing, which is related to music and my fucking movie, of course, Silkworm, I made this movie about this band called Silkworm, who are a fucking amazing indie rock band. There's Jeff Tweedy's in the movie, Stephen Maltman's from Pavement, a bunch of indie rock shit if you like that stuff or know what it is. So I made this movie. It's similar to Chris. I spent 7 fucking years making this movie about them. But I interviewed Clint Conley from Mission of Burma.
Oh, shit.
At the Pitchfork Festival.
Oh, cool.
On stage because they were the first fucking band and they were going to play verses all the way through.
Fuck yeah.
And we had like 25 minutes. He was very fucking nice. And he was like, he's like, we're setting up, but like I can sit in a chair and you can just film me and ask me questions really quick. So we're like, yeah, cool. So we did that. And then afterwards he was like, hey, you guys can come watch. Like you just got to the front. Like, but right as they opened the gate. So we got to be in the front row basically to see Mission of Burma play verses all the way through.
Fuck yeah.
With 2 of my best friends who I made the movie with. So it was like, that was like one of the greatest things ever.
Dude,
that was so much fucking fun.
Hell yeah.
And I love that record. Like I know every word of that shit. So I was like just like having the best time. Plus, if you don't know, they weren't a band for a long time because the dude has permanent ringing in his ears. So until like the 90s, they could get these giant headphones he wears on stage.
Yeah.
So they had their success happened after they weren't a band really.
Yeah.
So it was a huge deal for everyone in the audience to be like, we know these fucking songs because they were never famous.
Right.
But anyways, that was great.
Man. Hell yeah. Well, shout out to @boom_Mike85. I hope you're having a great summer adventure there in North Carolina. And thank you to everybody who wrote in. If you have top 3 lists you wish us to populate and opine upon, please tweet at us @TheGoodsPod.
This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned. But I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. Moved my arms around. This summer I swam in the ocean. And I swam in a swimming pool. I saw my wounds, chlorine my eyes. I'm a self-destructive fool. I'm a self-destructive fool, yeah.
Y'all, we have time for just one more segment. And of course, this is our jam of the week. Hey, little sister.
Oh, yeah.
What have you done? That's what I want to know. And that's what goddamn Billy Idol wants to know as well.
How old-fashioned is this in-your-face rock music? Like, what fucking year is this from? My God, this sounds like a fucking
I believe it's
Eddie
from,
and the Cruisers.
Yeah, I know. I think it's from 84, and it's got, I think, over 100 million views on YouTube and something like 13,000 comments. Yeah. And, of course, I have delved down to find the best comments because we want to know what the people think, Monique. You know, critics, they have their opinions of music. We don't give a shit about critics. We want to know what the people think. And the only place to go where the people are is right where they live, in the comments of YouTube.
True.
And this is, of course, Billy Idol with White Wedding. So let us now take a trip into the comment section of the YouTube video for this particular tune. First up, Lucinda Randolph from 2 years ago. Wow! Came to hear this as it's a blast from the past. I had no idea how satanic this is. And the fact that brainwashed folk use this for their wedding, it mocks purity. This is embarrassing.
Whoa. I like it midway through the comment. They're like, hold up. Wait a second. I'm wrong. The first part of my comment's incorrect.
I just, if I get to a point where I'm going back to watch music I like, and then I'm like, no, it's bad now, then
It's bad now because of Satan.
Because of
Finally heard
Satan.
the agenda.
Yeah, it's just life. Life isn't worth living at that point. This,
Wonder how many artists she's cut off due to Satan.
it's all of them. It's
Yeah.
got to be right.
Gotta
Like,
be.
Yeah, of
The
course.
majority.
There's a lot of Satan in rock and roll music.
yeah.
It's everywhere.
She's
They have
just
trouble.
sitting in a candlelit chamber with just "Don't stop walking." Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's all she listens. And even that's Catholic. That's satanic, probably too.
Yeah.
This is Lisa Marie Fitzgerald from 5 days
These
ago.
are all fake names. Lisa Marie Fitzgerald.
I was about 13 when I listened to this song. My dad loved the Police, but not them naughty ones, though. So I just love all the tunes. I'm a 44-year-old lady now. This is a banging song, and I listen to it load still. Yeah, Sting, you're still the main man, brother. What?
Wow.
She thinks that Billy Idol is Sting.
Is this YouTube clip titled Billy Idol White Wedding?
Yeah, she's like, oh, this is my favorite Police song.
She saw a man's hairdo?
Yeah.
She went, oh, yeah, Sting. Big fan.
Yeah, we all know Sting. And
strange.
And I love the thing where she's like, my dad loved the Police, but not the naughty ones. Like, that's a great way to refer to what the Police are. The naughty ones. This is Steve Cleveland from 2 years ago. I'm 54 now.
Steve Cleveland.
Always good to when they start by mentioning their age. It's going to be a good one.
Hi, Steve Cleveland. I'm 54 years old. Okay, that's all I need to know, sir.
I'm 54 now, and I smoked my back out in the 80s to this music.
Oh, shit. Like with cigarettes? He threw his back out from smoking cigarettes? That rules. What a man.
A firefighter and waiting for my retirement so I can play my 80s metal and smoke my back out again.
What is
does that
smoking
mean?
your back out?
Here's what I think.
Sex?
You ever hit a ball in so hard your back just
my
cracked?
back out.
No. This is what I think. Steve Cleveland is a pseudonym. This man is from a different country. He ran "Smoke My Ass Off" through an English translator.
Oh, probably.
And then it came back, "Smoke My Back Out." That's my.
He got it wrong. I see.
I think he wanted to hang with the cool Americans and Brits and speak in English, but it mistranslated "smoke my ass off" to "smoke my back out." But I do also.
I think this is a phrase. This is a phrase him and his friends use that they think is like relevant because they live in like Red Deer, Alberta.
Yeah, there we
Like,
go.
This is what people say.
Yeah,
sure.
he got so high he was like, I bet I could lift that bag of fertilizer and steal it from that man's yard. Dude, you're going to smoke your back out.
Yeah, one time I coughed so hard my back just broke. And I was like, this weed is good, man. California. That's horrible.
I don't know if you guys were prepared to meet the coolest guy of all time, but you're about to.
What's his name?
The Metal Monster from 9 years ago.
He's pretty cool.
I wrecked a Chevy Nova drag racing with a friend.
Bragging about wrecking cars. That's all you need.
This song was on. The car wound up on its roof. I get out, dust myself off, light a smoke, and say, fuck yeah. And then I went to get my broken arm set. You'd be surprised how much pain you can take drunk off your ass and a couple of joints to chase the booze down. It was a good kicker.
Couple of joints.
Circa 1989.
It's like a cop.
Good times.
You never know. A couple of joints can fuck you up the right way. You're like, you're a police officer.
That's so insane. Yeah.
Also, like, it was his fucking car?
Yeah, he was drag racing a friend and he flipped the Nova and then he got out and lit up a cig and then was like, actually, I needed to go to the
And
hospital.
that man's now like 60-year-old bragging about it on YouTube.
Hell yeah.
If I wreck my
no
car,
one.
I have to get another one, so that usually sucks. So I don't understand being like, fuck yeah, I wasn't hurt. But I had to go buy a car the next day, and that fucked everything up for me.
For months.
Yeah, like,
For
how could it
several
not? I
years,
was like,
it kind of affected me financially.
and I walked away and got another one.
We had a whole angle during the Corona Diaries about guys named Rob with 2 B's, and
that's
I found one. Rob Schaefer, Rob with 2 B's, Schaefer from 6 years ago. The police are really of no concern to me. I am guessing it might have to do with my special abilities in taking shoulders out of their sockets or disarming somebody and breaking bones. If I had to deal with me, I would shoot and kill me. Otherwise, things could go sideways and way out of control. I'm pretty sure they don't laugh at the charges I caught at 19. I wonder about those 2 charges less than 30 days apart. It would put me on my heels. Maybe I changed. You never know, though. Nah, I like the police, and I respect the job they do. This one lady cop is just a thorn in my side.
Does that have anything to do with the song at all? No. Did he think it was stinging the police, or he's just talking about the police wherever he goes?
I think he's just letting you know that he can beat the shit out of any cop.
This is the over 300 confirmed kills guy.
Oh, yeah.
from Reddit.
Yeah. And also, he obviously got arrested by a woman, and it has fucked with him for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a... Just
You
typing
wouldn't
that
laugh
out,
at me
so
when I was
sad.
19, would you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't laugh at me then.
Maybe I changed. Maybe I'm alone in my house.
This lady, we're calling her back off the bench. She made her debut here with Mambo number 5 a few weeks ago, and now
You know it's her, same lady?
Oh yeah, now she's back.
Celebrity.
I can never forget this person because she hates her fucking job. Vanessa Princip from 2 weeks ago. This is what she was talking about on Mambo number 5 too, but different concerns. Disgusted at work. I hit a nerve and upset me. Honestly, I don't need it. Nobody knows my childhood. I don't want to come to work and hear who had affairs with other people. Deborah was crying in this room. And her husband cheated on her with Yvonne every fucking day. Stories about husbands, aunties, nieces, uncles, aunties, dads, moms,
families in general,
sisters, brothers, friend of a friend, a family affair. Boring as fuck. The same for 5 years. Honestly, I took 2 years off away from this place, and I couldn't take it anymore. They should be ashamed of themselves
for talking about family.
I'm like, I'm like, this is what you talk about at work. This is incredible work talk.
Yeah. These are coworkers. It's
what
you do.
Everyone's affairs and their families. That sounds pretty chill. I'd like that.
That's all I want at a job is to hear small talk about people I don't know. That's fantastic.
And they're incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
Not people just being like, well, this weekend I'm thinking about going hiking, but I don't really know yet.
Do you have any idea where this person works? Do they give any clues
The last,
away? What
okay,
kind of
so
job?
yes, in Mambo number 5, they said that they work at a daycare.
Where family is. I mean, which part of what you're selling.
Yeah.
Drop the kids off so you can go cheat on your wife.
That's why the affairs are going on. Like, well, my kid wasn't around. I had to do something.
Well, kids will also drop that stuff when they're
Yeah,
when
totally.
I used to teach piano, and they would always just be like, my dad's other girlfriend, she is coming later. And I'm like, does your mom know about this other girlfriend?
Yeah.
It's like,
awesome.
It's like,
are your parents divorced or separated? They're like, no. I'm like, oh my God, you just told me your dad's having an affair.
Michael D'Angelo from 7 years ago.
This guy does comedy. He's really fucking shitty at it.
Shut
Is that
up.
true?
7 years ago, he recognized his brand.
No, there is a comic with his name in L.A.
Well,
let's hope
who
it's
fits
not
that
him.
description?
We'll see.
Let's see how funny this is.
Obama is drugging the U.S. population.
It's fucking him, 100%.
Obama is drugging the U.S. population on a mass scale and using agents with Asian holograms and invisible Under Armour. The way
does what?
This is incredible. The way to beat Obama is infrared heat detection lenses, gas masks, and static electricity
That's true.
devices.
I met him once. You have to do that. You'll never beat him.
Obama is a kaiju. You have to beat him the same way the Power Rangers beat the villains at the
Only
end.
way to beat him.
It's fucking infrared and static electricity. And then he says, it's better I posted this on websites so the snitch Mary won't seize it.
Fucking A.
That's his wife. Yeah, that's his
Snitch.
wife.
She's always logging into his YouTube.
I don't think that's the guy I know because it was not racist enough.
Oh, okay, right
Yeah,
on.
it was more practical.
Yeah,
Here's the stuff.
what do you
Here's handy tips to beat the...
It wasn't about his
It
race
is
at all.
a made-up lie, so
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of
Here's some helpful. Here's some helpful hints to beat the Godzilla-sized ex-president.
It's the only way to beat him, dude. You gotta wear those goggles.
Yeah.
If he looks at you, you don't have them on, you're fucked.
Got a couple more here. David Etemad from 8 years ago. In 2010, I became suspicious of where my wife, Michelle Schwartzoff Edamad, a.k.a. Michelle Noel Schwartzoff, was getting all the cash to make purchases that we could not afford.
Why are you listening to this song right now?
It's so weird that the floodgates were open for conspiracy and insanity.
What I found out is that she had put together a criminal syndicate that ripped people off on the internet. She promised to quit, but instead expanded operations, and by April 2011, I had threatened to go to authorities. She then taught me a valuable lesson by fraudulently divorcing me without my knowledge.
Fraudulently divorcing me. Yeah, that's the way I'm handling divorce, too.
You mean you're crazy and she left, I think is what that means. In November 2012, I again tried to aid local authorities, but despite my trepidation of turning in someone I loved and the possibility of witness protection, I found out the opposite occurred. Local law enforcement was corrupt, and instead they went after me. This is well documented on my Facebook page.
Yes, the sorts.
Now these data breaches and the Sony hackers mocking the FBI, I am again going to the authorities. I cannot give you a direct link, but if you were to arrest her for what she is responsible for, it would be a high profile, and it would go a long way to show the public that coming forward makes a difference.
Oh my God.
This guy.
Is this like a common thing on like song?
It seems like there's a lot of I like this song. My wife's a bitch. Here's why she's evil. And they do get sidetracked, but these people aren't even addressing the song. They're just going right into
it's like improv, like A to C.
Well, my theory is always that these people are basically people who don't really use social media.
Yeah.
So this is their
status updates.
This is how they could get out there when they're not documenting the horrible abuse. Their ex-wife and the local police force
on their Facebook.
I'm going to sue a federal judge. And let me tell you about it here in this YouTube comment.
Yeah, and if you knew about this, it would be high profile, so it would help your career. Just saying, it could help you.
Are people liking these?
Sometimes, mostly no. I
go to the bottom.
I'm in the dead zone of the ocean where no light goes.
If you want to start a cult, you just find these people, make a list, and send them a message.
They use their full names.
Yeah.
Well,
people are down.
they sign up with Google accounts a lot of the time, so they do have their full name.
Actual email.
9 Catledge from 11 months ago.
9 Catledge?
9 Catledge. Catledge.
Cool.
9 Catledge from 11 months ago. I am a heavy metal singer who's going to burn every fucking body a new asshole by the time I get through.
He's going to burn one with a butane lighter.
I hate the goddamn fucking internet and the government.
Yes.
My wife left me 3 years ago.
Always right to my wife. Always.
And they have interfered with my personal life by not letting me have a girlfriend. And that's just one thing.
That's even worse than leaving him.
It's not my fault that I'm very talented. As talented as the people who have songs that we love. I'm pretty fucking sure we're not friends anymore, and I'm going to make sure they have class action lawsuits. Oh, I'm not crazy. When 3 dogs got off 3 chains at the same time at the same house, I was attacked.
When 3 dogs got off the same 3 chains at the same house? That was the sentence? Man, you tell that to your lawyer. We have a case.
That's a metal lyric.
There were 3 and they all came off at the same time?
I was attacked and locked up.
Whoa.
I can't believe this bullshit. Fuck the people in Lancaster, South Carolina. Jealousy is their biggest problem. I'm going to give my talent back to the people who want it so the haters can suck my dick.
Whoa.
So
first of all,
I gotta hear this guy's
real problem.
I gotta hear this guy's music. I really gotta hear this guy's fucking music.
He is a heavy metal singer.
Well, those were pretty crazy. Let's end on a really sweet one. Nohila Rodriguez.
Did they mention the song at all? I'm just kidding.
The last one they do.
Oh, okay, good work.
Nohila, good work.
We found someone who's heard the song.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Nohila Rodriguez from 3 years ago. I want to make love to my Tina to this song.
Holy shit.
When she comes out of prison in another year. 2020.
Wow.
That's sweet.
With black roses and a fucking cape on.
Oh, you're sniffing up the right tree.
I can already feel it.
2020. Real talk, and it's going to be magically amazing. I can see myself now bending that sexy white body right over to this beat. And we'll be swinging to each other while we're making sweaty rock and roll love. Yes. To all my YouTubers, life is too short to be breaking up with your lover. Just make up with some Billy Idol in the bedroom. Hold each other till forever. Ahem. I love you, Tina Marie Flores. Yes.
Bro.
Yes, Buttercups.
Bro, you haven't had sex in so long. You're going to come in
I know.
20 seconds.
He's like, I'm holding out, baby. I'm just commenting about what I would do to you sexually. I'm not doing anything
planning
else.
out the soundtrack and stuff. It's like, dude, you're not even going to last through the intro of the song. What are you thinking?
Rock and roll
He's gonna
sex
smoke
romp.
his back out.
Smoke his back out. Get burned a new asshole. These people are smoking backs out, burning assholes. What kind of world is this?
And that is the wild, crazy world of Billy Idol's White Wedding, our jam of the week. Yeah. Not again.
Yeah, if you're out of jail, nice day to start again.
Hell yeah. Monique Moreau, where can people find you on the internet?
At Monique Moreau Comedy on Instagram, at Big Bad Butt on Twitter.
Hell yeah. And they go
work.
If
TikTok at Monique H. Moreau. I'll change it to something else.
Hell yeah. Yeah, if you get a chance to go see Monique Moreau do stand up, please go do that. One of the funniest damn people in the world. Seth Pomeroy, what do you have to tell the people on the way out the door?
Twitter is Seth Pomeroy. Instagram is Seth Pomeroy. And then I'm on Letterboxd talking about movie shit. And that's Seth Pom.
Hell yeah.
Looks like Seth Porn, and I regret it every day.
Yeah, and
It's not your fault, Seth.
It isn't. I didn't ask for this name. The screen name I did ask for. I typed that in, I suppose. That's the point.
And coming soon, Chris Crofton,
Yeah, coming
Nashville
soon.
famous.
Chris Crofton, Nashville famous. Yeah, follow Chris on Twitter, and I'm sure we'll be both of us. will
Oh
talk
yeah,
about it soon.
I'll be tweeting about it for sure
I
when
appreciate
it comes out.
I
of
can't wait
course.
for people to see it. I'm really happy with it.
Hell yeah, Sam, where can people find you online?
They can find me at Twitter, Slam Harder, TikTok, Slam Harder, Instagram, Sam Harder 666, YouTube, LA Comedy Life.
Is it true?
Yeah, playing video games on
I've
Friday.
been playing video games.
Fucking
This
A.
past week I cooked dinner and then played UFC, and some random guy
Ooh,
who
what'd you
was
cook?
watching chicken fajitas.
Oh, nice.
And then some random guy played me at UFC. Beat the fuck out of him.
Hell yeah.
That was me,
Had to
Sam.
show him what's up.
That was
Nice.
me.
You have a cool creative fighter. You did a good job on it.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And you can find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Tweet some top 3 lists at us if you feel like it. The best way to support the show, head to patreon.com/The Goods Pod. Second best way to support this show, head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show the attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, we're going to burn every fucking body a new asshole.
Smoke your back out.
The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.